allocated for debate. The mover of this bill will be called upon to reply. The Culture Bill, a bill originating from the National Assembly, Bill number 12 of the year 2024, is also lined up for debate. This bill is by the Senate leader of the majority party, which is an act of parliament that is seeking to give effect to Article 11, subsection 3A of the Constitution to provide for the protection and promotion of culture and cultural heritage of communities across the 47 counties. This bill is lined up for division, where the senators will be voting on it this afternoon. On your screens is the Speaker of the Senate, Honorable Amason Kingi. Allow me to hand over for this live broadcast and enjoy your viewing.
Na tuombe. Ewe Mwenyezi Mungu, twakusihi ututazame kwa neema nyingi na baraka, sisi watumishi wako ambao umeridhika kutuita kwa nyadhifa za uongozi katika jamhuri hii yetu. Twakuomba utuajalie tuyatende na kufikia mambo yote atakayofikishwa mbele yetu kwa njia ya haki na uaminifu, ili kustawisha amani, ufanisi na heri ya nchi yetu na wale ambao haja zao umezikabidhi mikononi mwetu. Amen. Clerk, do we have quorum? Sergeant at Arms, kindly ring the quorum bell for 10 minutes.
The business of the Senate has commenced this afternoon, with the proceedings being presided over by the Speaker of the House, Honorable Amason. Upon the commencement the House is experiencing a small quorum hitch that will be addressed any moment from now, as the senators are making their way into the chamber this afternoon to allow for the proper quoration of the House. In line with the House standing orders, at least 15 senators are required to be present in the chamber upon the commencement of business. And as we await for that quorum to be attained, my dear viewer, allow me to keep taking you through the business, being priority business in today's afternoon order paper, where the Senate is also set to consider the public audit bill. This is actually an amendment bill to the already existing Act on Public Audit, and it is Bill number 4 of the year 2024, being an Act of Parliament that is seeking to amend the Public Audit Act of the year 2025. Away from the Public Audit Amendment Bill that the Senate is set to debate this afternoon, the Senate will also be considering a motion on the report of the Standing Committee on Health, following the committee's report, having undertaken an oversight and networking engagement in Kitui, Makueni, and Machakos counties. The Standing Committee on Health visited the 3 counties to ascertain the status of healthcare services provision across the counties, being the 3 of them. On Standing Orders number 53, subsection 1, the Senator for Machakos County, Senator Agnes Kavindu, will be seeking a statement from the Standing Committee on Matters Labour, Social Welfare, and regarding the non-payment of gratuity to 33 former employees of the county government of Machakos. Senator Hamida Kibwana has a number of statements, and among them is that she is set to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Health regarding the growing burden of sepsis in Kenya. The nominated Senator, Senator Hamida Kibwana, her second statement will be sought from the Standing Committee on Lands, Environment and Natural Resources regarding the lead contamination in soils and water in Kenya. The Senator for Marsabit County, Senator Mohamed Chute, will also pass on to Standing Orders number 53, subsection 1, be seeking a statement from the Standing Committee on National Security, Defense and Foreign Relations in regards to escalating security and land-related tensions in Moyam area and the proposed deployment of Rapid Deployment Unit, RDU, in T2 Marsabit County. The Senator for Laikipia County will be the Senator closing that chapter on request for statements anchored on Standing Orders number 53, subsection 1, and Senator John Kinyua will be seeking a statement from the Standing Committee on Roads, Transportation and Housing concerning the a number of senators who will be seeking for statements as provided for under the Standing Orders of the House, Standing Orders number 53, subsection 1, so this afternoon, the Senate will also be considered under this category.
Order number 1, administration of oath. Order number 2, communication from the chair.
The presence in the public gallery this afternoon of visiting teachers and students from State House Girls High School in Nairobi City County. The delegation comprises 3 teachers and 56 students who are visiting the Senate for an academic exposition. And on behalf of the Senate, on my own behalf, I extend a warm welcome to the delegation and wish them a fruitful learning. I will call upon the Senator for Nairobi City County, the Honorable Edwin Sifuna, under 1 minute to extend the word of welcome. You may proceed, Honorable Senator.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. On behalf of my colleagues here and the entire House, I want to join you to welcome the students from State House Girls. To the Senate, I am hoping that they get opportunity to be able to learn whatever it is that they can learn in the short period that they will be here. Honorable Speaker, you know there is a Swahili saying, tenda wema nenda zako. There is people who claim Sifuna has never built a single toilet in this county. If these students of State House Girls were to speak, they would tell you what the Senate office in Nairobi has done in their school in appreciation of the good work that the teachers are doing there, in appreciation of what the teachers and the students have done in terms of being a stellar institution in terms of education in our county. So I also want to say that I hope as your senator I don't cause any embarrassment to you, that you are proud of the work that I do on your behalf, on behalf of your parents who elected me. I wish you all the best in your studies. Best believe that you can become anything that you want to become in life, for as long as you're able to take everything in its stage. Right now you are in school, you focus on that, and surely God will come through for you in whatever dreams that you have. Thank you very much, and I'm hoping that we can see each other behind the tent, because the senator of Nairobi is not like the senator from any other county. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Next order.
Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers.
The Chairperson Standing Committee on Justice, Legal Affairs and Human Rights, or any member of that committee.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the Senate today, Wednesday, 11th March 2026. 1. Report of the Auditor General on the special audit on the
Senator Lelegwe, I had called the chairperson in charge of JLAC or any member of that committee. Are you a member of JLAC? Then wait for your turn. Senator Karen Nyamu, are you a member of JLAC?
Yes, I am.
Then proceed to table the report.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Senate today, Wednesday, 11th March 2026. Report of the Standing Committee on Justice, Legal Affairs and Human Rights on a petition to the Senate by Honorable Isaiah Maina, a member of the County Assembly of Nandi County, representing all Esson wards on proposed amendments to the County Government Act, Capital 65. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Senate Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the Senate today, Wednesday, 11th March 2026. 1. Report of the Auditor General on the special audit on the affordable housing program, project status as at 31st March 2025. 2. Report of the Auditor General on the performance audit report on the provision of bursaries and scholarships by County Government of Kilifi. And 3. Report of the Office of the Auditor of the Control of Budget on the National Government Budget Implementation Review for the first 6 months of the financial year 2025-2026.
Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
The chairperson, JLAC.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to give notice of the following motion, that the Senate adopts the report of the Standing Committee of Justice, Legal Affairs and Human Rights on a petition to the Senate by Honorable Isaiah Maina, a member of the County Assembly of Nandi County representing all source wards, on proposed amendments to the County Government Act, laid to the table of the Senate on Tuesday, 10th March.
Senator Andrew Omtata.
Mr. Speaker, I have a notice of motion on provision of IFMIS reports for county governments to the Senate. That, aware that Article 96 of the Constitution provides that the Senate represents the counties and serves to protect their interests, determines the allocation of national revenue among counties as provided in Article 217, and exercises oversight over national revenue allocated to the county governments. Further aware that in the case of Senate versus Council of Governors and 6 others, petition 24 and 27 of 2019 consolidated 2022 brackets KESC 57 brackets KLR, the Supreme Court affirmed that the Senate's oversight authority extends to both nationally allocated and locally generated revenue, concerned that senators are constrained by lack of access to real-time data from the IFMIS system for their respective counties they represent, thus affecting effective oversight of county governments. Further concerned that in some instances, data and information presented to the Senate by the Auditor General and the Controller of Budget are received and considered late as a result of the backlog, resulting in too much information not getting properly reviewed by senators. Noting that as a result of unchecked financial information and systems, county governments have continued to accumulate pending bills resulting from unplanned expenditures, unaccounted for, and inflated cost of projects. Now, therefore, the Senate resolves that the Cabinet Secretary in charge of the National Treasury shall on a monthly basis forward to the Clerk of the Senate all IFMIS transactions and reports for each county government for onward transmission to the respective senator for information on accountability and transparency in order to strengthen their constitutional oversight and promote good governance in the management of public finances. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Senator Veronica Maina. That business is deferred. Senator Karungo Thangwa. That business is deferred. Senator Mwenda Gataya.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to give notice of the motion that aware that the Ministry of Education, in Kenya introduced junior secondary schools, JSS, as part of the competency-based curriculum, CBC, implementation marking a major milestone for the country's education system and a very key opportunity to improve the quality of education available to students. Appreciating that the junior secondary schools program play a vital role in shaping the academic trajectory of learners by providing students with a strong foundation in core subjects, helping them to develop essential skills and offering them to opportunities to participate in extracurriculum activities promoting greater social inclusion. Concerned that the integration of the junior secondary schools within primary schools setups has posed major challenges for junior secondary school teachers, including inadequate training on the new competency-based curriculum, limited opportunities for career advancement, conflict in leadership, decision-making, and resource allocation leading to strained relationship with end teachers. Further, concerned that junior secondary schools, JSS, face critical shortages in essential infrastructure such as laboratories, libraries, ICT hubs, and science equipment necessary for the implementation of the JSS curriculum, coupled with inadequate access to approved learning materials and teaching resources, resulting in inconsistencies in curriculum delivery, hindering effective teaching, learning, and overall student development. Now, therefore, the study to resolve the Ministry of Education, the Teacher Service Commission, and the Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development should, 1, provide for an independent administrative and operational framework for junior secondary schools to enhance governance, streamline management, and create a more focused learning environment for the learners. 2, Honorable Speaker, allocate adequate funds for the construction and equipping of junior secondary schools with essential facilities such as science labs, libraries, and ICT rooms, and provide adequate learning materials relevant with the curriculum. 3, offer professional development programs for junior secondary schools teachers to help them specialize in special subjects to effectively implement the JSS curriculum. Develop a clear progression framework for junior secondary schools, junior secondary school teachers, including opportunities for promotions and additional responsibility allowances. Number 5, develop a career progression framework for junior secondary school teachers, including opportunities for promoting additional responsibility allowances. 5, formulate clear policies and guidelines outlining the structure, curriculum, and management of junior secondary schools. The last one, Honorable Speaker, ensure an optimal teacher-student ratio to facilitate personalized student attention and effective learning. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I move.
Next order.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
Statements pursuant to Standing Order 53-1. Senator for Machakos County, the Honorable Agnes Kavindu. That statement is dropped. Senator Hamida Kibwana.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My statement is regarding the rising burden of sepsis in Kenya. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Health on a matter of nationwide concern regarding the growing burden of sepsis in Kenya, which continues to affect newborns, children, and adults across the country. Mr. Speaker, sir, sepsis is a life-threatening condition that is not detected and treated promptly, leads to organ failure, septic shock, and death. Despite its severity, it remains under-recognized, costly to treat, and a major contributor to mortality in our hospitals. In the statement, the committee should address the following. 1, the current data on the prevalence and mortality rates of sepsis in Kenya, disaggregated by age groups, newborns, children, and adults. Number 2, measures taken by the Ministry of Health to strengthen infection prevention and control protocols in health facilities, detailing strategies to address antimicrobial resistance that complicates sepsis management. Number 3, the status of neonatal and adult intensive care units across countries, including whether they are adequately equipped with infrastructure, equipment, and trained personnel to manage severe sepsis and septic shock. Number 4, the government's strategies to improve early diagnosis and laboratory capacity training of healthcare workers, and whether there are plans to subsidize or cover sepsis treatment under the Social Health Insurance Fund to protect families from catastrophic health costs. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
You have a second statement to request.
No, my second statement, yes, it concerns the lead contamination in soils and water, the silent killer. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53.1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a matter of county-wide concern regarding lead contamination in soils and water in Kenya. Mr. Speaker, sir, lead exposure, particularly among children under 6 years and pregnant women, poses irreversible health risks. Despite existing controls, enforcement gaps and informal industrial practices continue to expose communities to their silent danger. In the statement, the committee should address the following: whether the Ministry of Environment, Climate Change and Forestry, in collaboration with the National Environment Management Authority, NEMA, Kenya Bureau of Standards, KEBS, the Ministry responsible for Health, the Ministry responsible for Water and county governments have undertaken the national or hotspot-specific mapping of lead contamination, and if so, disclose the findings. Number 2, the existence of current surveillance guidelines and testing protocols for blood lead testing, particularly for children in high-risk communities, as well as the availability of testing capacity at county levels and measures for case management, referrals, and specialized care. Number 3, details of the regulatory and enforcement framework governing use lead acid battery recycling and other informal industrial operations, including the number of licensed facilities, compliance status, and enforcement actions taken in the last 3 years. Number 4, whether targeted water testing has been conducted in schools, health facilities, and early childhood development (ECD) centers, and report on enforcement of lead limits in paints and coating, including strategies for addressing legacy lead paint in older buildings. Finally, the public education measures targeting parents, caregivers, schools, and informal workers, and state whether Kenya has a dedicated remediation mechanism or fund for soil cleanup, relocation, and rehabilitation of contaminated sites. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The statement by Senator for Bungoma is deferred to tomorrow. Senator for Taita Taveta County, the Honorable Johannes Mwaruma.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for this opportunity to request for a statement on pending payment of stipend for community health promoters, CHPs, in Taita Taveta County. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53.1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Health on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the pending payment of stipend to community health promoters in Taita Taveta County. Mr. Speaker, sir, under the agreement between the national government and the 47 county governments, community health promoters are supposed to receive a monthly stipend of 5,000 shillings shared equally between the two levels of government. While the national government has consistently honored its obligation, the county government of Taita Taveta has failed to remit its share promptly, resulting in a backlog of unpaid stipends. In the statement, the committee should address the following. 1, whether the community health promoter's stipend had been included in successive budgets of Taita Taveta County from financial year 2023-2024 to date, and the reasons for the delays in payments. 2, the list of all CHPs in Taita Taveta County, including their names, national identity numbers, phone numbers, sub-counties, wards, and villages of assignment. 3, the timeline within which all pending stipends will be paid, including payments owed to CHPs who have since passed away but remain with arrears from the county government. 4, the strategies the county government has put in place to prevent future delays in stipend payments and outline the actions intended against any persons found culpable for the delayed remittance of CHP's stipends. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Senator for Baringo County, the Honorable Kiprono Chemitei. That statement is dropped. The Senator for Marsabit County, the Honorable Mohamed Chute.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, this is a request for a statement on the emerging security and land tension in Moyam and the proposed development of a rapid deployment unit in T2 Marsabit County. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on National Security, Defense and Foreign Relations on a matter of county-wide concern regarding escalation security and land-related tensions in Moyam area within Marsabit County, and reports of a proposed deployment of the Rapid Deployment Unit RDU camp in T2. Mr. Speaker, sir, historically, land dispositions and continued encroachment by the neighboring community into traditionally recognized Borana grazing areas have generated persistent tension in the affected region. Despite clearly demarcated administrative and community boundaries, disputes persist due to continued disregard of these boundaries. Mr. Speaker, Moyam is a strategic dry season fallback grazing for the Borana community in Moyale. Concerns have been intensified due to the encouragement of encroachment into the grazing land lobbied for deployment of RDU camp in T2 under justification of combating drug trafficking and human trafficking, and the understanding of unauthorized development projects in Moyam, including drilling of a borehole by the neighboring county of Wajir. This development risks inflaming tensions and could undermine livelihoods and regional stability through the loss of critical dry season grazing areas and also displacement of livestock and issues of livestock theft also. In the statement, the committee should address 3 issues, Honorable Speaker. Issue number 1 is mandate and justification for the proposed RDU camp in T2, including legal basis, intended operational scope, and whether due consultation with the local leadership and relevant county authorities has been undertaken. 2, measures being taken by the national government to prevent escalation, including steps to address political incitement, organized mobilization, forced occupation, and any action that may precipitate violence or displacement. 3, mechanism for early warning, rapid response, and conflict prevention in the affected area, including the coordination framework among the national security agencies, county security team, and the local peace structure. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
The Senator for West Pokot County, the Honorable Julius Mogo.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I rise to make a statement on social responsibility programs undertaken by companies operating in West Pokot County. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order on 53-1 to seek a statement from Standing Committee on Trade, Industrialization and Tourism on matter of county-wide concern regarding the corporate social responsibility programs undertaken by companies operating in West Pokot. Mr. Speaker, sir, in recent years, several companies have established manufacturing and mining corporations within West Pokot County. While the companies contribute to local economic activity, there are growing concerns that many of them have not adequately fulfilled their corporate social responsibility obligations. In particular, residents have raised concern regarding the Chiromo Fertilizer Limited, which has set up a manufacturing plant in Chapareria town. In the statement, the committee should address the following: the monitoring, enforcement, and evaluation mechanisms put in place by national and county governments to ensure that all companies comply with the environmental, social, governance, ESG standards, and the measures established to ensure that such enterprises contribute sustainability to the social and economic development of the local communities. 2, the environmental, social, and public health safeguards adopted by individual and manufacturing entities operating in Chapareria town, including but not limited to Chiromo Fertilizer Limited, to mitigate and adverse impacts arising from their operations and their level of compliance with applicable regulatory requirements. 3, the corporate social responsibility initiatives undertaken by companies operating in Chapareria town and the wider West Pokot County since the commencement of their operations, including annual investment and social programs, priority areas of intervention, partnership with a county and community institutions, and detailed employment data specifying the number and proportion of employees recruited from the local communities. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Julius Murgor. Next is Senator John Kinyua, Commissioner, Laikipia.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Request for a statement on deterioration of Nyahururu Rumuruti A4 Road in Laikipia County. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Roads, Transportation and Housing on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the deterioration of the Nyahururu Rumuruti A4 Road in Laikipia County. Mr. Speaker, sir, The Nyahururu-Muruti A4 road, a vital trunk road serving Laikipia County and the wider Mount Kenya region, has deteriorated into a risky state that endangers motorists, pedestrians, and public at large. Despite repeated maintenance interventions by the Kenya National Highway Authority, KENHA, the road remains plagued by extensive potholes, narrowing carriageways, poor markings, blind curves, and unsafe service and durations. These defects have contributed to frequent accidents and tragic loss of lives, including the fatal incidents on 21st December 2025, in which Mr. Stephen Rufoya Kingau and his son Dennis Kingau Rufoya, residents of Oljabet in Marmanet, perished. In the statement, the committee should address the following. 1. The current condition of the Nyahururu-Rumuruti A4 road, including the extent of deterioration, safety hazards, and the impact on motorists, pedestrians, and wider community. 2. The scope, execution, and supervision of recent maintenance works with specific reference to the performance-based
at Samburu County Teaching and Referral Hospital in Maralal, the only dialysis facility in Samburu County, and the measures being taken to restore the services and protect patients who depend on dialysis for survival. Mr. Speaker, sir, Reno unit at Samburu County and Teaching and Referral Hospital is operating under severe strain with only 5 dialysis machines, one of which is reserved for isolation cases, leaving only 4 machines available to serve approximately 20 patients requiring dialysis twice a week. Further, the county has lacked a nephrologist since September 2025. As a result, patients have been referred outside the county for treatment, while shortages of supplies, delayed servicing of equipment, and inadequate budgetary support continue to undermine the delivery of life-saving renal care. In the statement, the committee should address the following. 1. The immediate emergency measures put in place by the county government of Samburu to restore full dialysis services in the Marala Reno unit and ensure that patients are not forced to travel outside the county for life-saving treatment. 2. The number, condition, age, and functional status of dialysis machines at the facility, including Y machines, have exceeded their operational lifespan, have not been replaced, and the plans in place to urgently procure new machines. 3. The status of the payments owed to contractors responsible for servicing and maintaining the dialysis equipment from 2023 to date. 4. The reason Samburu County has operated without a qualified nephrologist since September 2025, including the steps being taken to provide a specialist renal care services in the county. 5. The status of supply and availability of renal consumables and related supportive items at the facility, including the budgetary allocation for the renal unit and the measures being taken to ensure patients are not forced to meet costs that ought to be covered by the public health system. And 6, the measures being taken to strengthen renal services, renal health services in Samburu County on a sustainable basis, including safeguards to prevent further collapse of the unit. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Eddie Okech.
Mr. Speaker, if you may allow me, I've got 3 statements.
You may proceed.
I'll try to be as fast as I can. My first statement, Mr. Speaker, is a request on statement on the state of the Migori Bridge along the Migori-Sirare Road. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Roads, Transport and Housing on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the destruction by floods.
Who is the chair of that particular committee?
Mr. Speaker, I am the chair, but we have got a committee that I am a member of that committee, Mr. Speaker, along the Migori-Sirare Road. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Migori-Sirare Road is a critical and heavily trafficked national highway linking Migori town to the Hispania-Sirare border with the United Republic of Tanzania. The road serves as a key trade and transport corridor between the two countries and facilitates access to major destinations, including the Serengeti region, while supporting cross-border commerce and travel for communities along the route, such as the Hispania border. In the statement, therefore, Mr. Speaker, the committee should address the following. The committee, not the chair. The measures and timelines in place by the State Department for Roads to repair the damaged section of the Migori-Sirare Road, including the reconstruction of the Migori Bridge that was destroyed by floods. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, whether the county government of Migori has established alternative routes or traffic management measures to facilitate the movement of people and goods while repairs to the bridge and the affected section of the road are still underway. Thirdly, Mr. Speaker, the funds allocated for the repair and construction of the bridge in the 2025-2026 financial year and the affected road section, including the specific vote or source of funding from which the resources will be drawn. And lastly, Mr. Speaker, the role the county government of Migori is doing in supporting the repair works, including any collaboration with the national government to restore connectivity and ensure minimal disruption to cross-border trade and transport. Second statement, Mr. Speaker, is a request for a statement on the waiver of Agricultural Finance Corporation, AFC, loans owed by farmers in Migori County who are affected by the 2011 to 2014 drought. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries on a matter of actually nationwide concern regarding the waiver of Agricultural Finance Corporation, AFC, loans owed by farmers in Migori County who are affected by the 2011 to 2014 drought. Mr. Speaker, sir, in May 2011, the Agricultural Finance Corporation, AFC, advanced loans to farmers in Migori County to support and boost agricultural production. As a severe drought subsequently struck the region, leading to massive crop failure and significant financial losses for the farmers. As a result, many farmers were unable to repay their loans. In the statement, therefore, Mr. Speaker, the committee should address the following. The specific mitigation measures put in place by the Agricultural Finance Corporation, AFC, to protect and support farmers who are unable to repay their loans due to losses arising from natural calamities. Case in example of Mr. Michael Ayeyo Ochola from Migori County, who is facing serious auction by the same organization, AFC. And in that statement, Mr. Speaker, the committee should include whether loans advanced by the corporation are insured against risks such as drought and other natural calamities. And lastly, Mr. Speaker, the committee should establish whether the AFC could waive outstanding loans issued to farmers who are affected by the 2011-2014 drought in Migori County and countrywide, such as the case for Mr. Michael Ochola Ayeyo from Amoso, Migori County. Lastly, Mr. Speaker, I raise this a request for a statement on investigations into incidences of political violence in Migori County. And Mr. Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order number 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on National Security, Defense and Foreign Relations on a matter of countrywide concern regarding investigations into incidents of political violence in Migori County. Mr. Speaker, sir, on 12th February 2026, a violent confrontation occurred between the Member of Parliament of the Suna West constituency and the Governor of Migori County at a funeral. The altercation, which also involved supporters of the Member of Parliament as well as the supporters of the Governor, was eventually brought under control after police intervention. The following day, similar clashes were witnessed at the main Migori town stage at Migori Bridge, during which the MP was reportedly assaulted by a section of residents. Over the 2 days, approximately 19 casualties of young people were reported, including 2 individuals who sustained gunshot injuries. In the statement, therefore, Mr. Speaker, the committee should address the following: the circumstances surrounding the violent incidences witnessed on 12th February 2026 involving the MP and the Governor, and the 13th February 2026 involving the MP and a section of the residents. The committee should also be able to address the status of investigations into the use of firearms during these incidents, and whether the perpetrators of the violence have been arrested and charged in court. And lastly, Mr. Speaker, the committee should be able to address the measures in place to address the rising political tension and violence in Migori County, including the steps being taken to rein in on political leaders who recruit youths to cause violence in political rallies, funerals, and other public engagements. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Now, honorable senators, I will allow comments for not more than 15 minutes as per Standing Order 53.3. And if you have an opportunity to speak, you will do so for not more than 3 minutes. However, before we commence with the comments, allow me to pass this communication. Honorable Senators, I'd like to acknowledge the presence in the Speaker's Gallery this afternoon of visiting delegation from Daima Institute for Peace and Development, DPAD, and students from the University of Pennsylvania in the United States of America. The delegation comprises 2 staff and 10 African American law students from the University of Pennsylvania Carey Law School. Who are in Kenya for a 5-day visit. The visit provides the students with an opportunity to learn and share their experience and expertise on pro bono basis to the host organization. Daima Initiative for Peace and Development, DPAD, is a peace building and development organization based in Nairobi. It is registered as a public organization under the PBO Act and is a non-political, non-partisan with main goal being to promote reconciliation among individuals and between communities for peaceful coexistence. Honorable Senators, on behalf of the Senate, on my own behalf, I extend a warm welcome to the delegation and wish them a fruitful visit. I will call upon the Minority Whip under 1 minute to extend a word of welcome together with the Senator for Kisii County. Each under 1 minute. Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the Senate and also on my own behalf, I would also like to acknowledge the students visiting and the teachers and encourage them to pay attention to the debates in this House, because this is how we learn how to build economies, how to destroy them, and how to chart the way forward. As young people, you will find a lot of controversy worldwide. This will give you a good example of how Kenya does it. And I hope that during your time here, you'll get a chance to walk across the Senate, see the National Assembly on the other side, so that when you go back home, you can be able to remain apolitical, because the challenge of being political is that you'll have to be forced to take a side. Being apolitical guarantees you the neutrality. So welcome to Kenya and enjoy your time here. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Nyonka.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just wanted to say that welcome the students. They may not know that many of us in this house actually went to school in the US. And I lived around Penn State. I also used to cross over from New Jersey into Pennsylvania. What you see here will inform you. It will make you understand why we are the way we are. Thank you so much and welcome.
Now we'll move to the comments on the statements that have been sought. Senator Mohammed Chute. Senator Hamida, you can only seek a clarification on a matter you're not clear. Otherwise, you cannot stand on a point of order. You may proceed.
Mr. Speaker, I have that point of clarification. Can I say understanding order 258? Because due to this, the delayed statements and the responsibility of committees to respond to statements, Mr. Speaker. So I just had an issue. I mean, I've had statements, Mr. Speaker, since 2002 that, 2003 and 2023 and 2024, sorry, Mr. Speaker. And, but then so far, they have not been moved yet. Mr. Speaker, like the one in 2022 on a motion on maternal mental health, the Senate adopted these resolutions. But then, Mr. Speaker, 3 years later, the Senate is yet to receive a structured report on the implementation status of these resolutions, Mr. Speaker. So I have an issue on this, and maybe I can just do a recommendation, if you will allow me, Mr. Speaker.
First, we need to confirm that the position you're giving is the right position. Okay. Having raised the matter, I would advise you to let SBC look into it and then make a proper direction on the matter, because it may not be just one of your statements. It's cut across.
Yes.
So I'll advise you, one, to allow SBC to consider this particular matter and other matters that seem to be stuck, and then thereafter I can be able to make a communication on the way forward.
I'm obliged, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Chute, Honorable Chute.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I want to comment very quickly on the 2 statements by 2 distinguished senators. Senator Kinyua talked about the roads, which is Nyahururu-Rumuruti. I've traveled on that road. It is really, it needs a lot of attention. They need to repair that road as soon as possible. And, Honorable Speaker, the problem we have today, county governments are having 76% of the roads in this country. But funds are 0. They don't have any funds, but allocation on the roads, county roads are 76% in this republic. That is our number 1 problem, and that committee should look into those things. We've discussed this matter. I'm in that committee also last week. This issue of roads should be taken care of. The committee should visit places like this road, Nyahururu-Rumuruti. On the issue of AFC, the issue of AFC loans, Honorable Speaker, I would want the committee to look at a case study, how traders or farmers on tea, coffee, pyrethrum, and sugarcane are being exempted from interest, and even in some instances, everything has been paid by the government compensation. I don't know how they did it. So I want the committee to look at how did they manage to help farmers who are doing perethrum and other things. Honorable Speaker, as you are aware, I come from Marsabit County. And in Marsabit County, we are having issues with AFC loans. And I would want the committee to visit even Marsabit and see how our people are suffering. It looks like the government is not looking at livestock trade as business. Livestock trade is farming also. And we have many, many traders and livestock keepers who are in Marsabit coming to my office occasionally talking about AFC issues. And I want also, Honorable Speaker, if we want to help our farmers, let us not help farmers who are only doing farming business. Even livestock also is farming business, Honorable Speaker. And I want to commend Honorable Eddie Quech for this statement. Asante sana. Thank you very much, my chair. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Senator for Nairobi City County, Senator Edwin Sifuna.
Honorable Speaker, I didn't get time to confirm with the Senator for Taita Taveta whether his governor was in Nairobi yesterday. Because I cannot believe, Speaker, that we are still discussing pending payments of stipends of only 2,500 shillings to CHPs. Speaker, I was embarrassed beyond words yesterday that we have a whole council of governors sitting in a room where they are being told that as far as the national government is concerned, disbursements to national government never delay, that they arrive on time, that there are no arrears. The same governors come to our committees and before this house, they tell us, oh, Sifuna, you people pass a disbursement schedule, the treasury never obeys or follows that schedule, we need your help. I saw them yesterday clapping and ululating, Honorable Speaker, at obvious lies. Honorable Speaker, when you are a governor seated somewhere, you are being told that this year, this financial year, the allocation of equitable share is 450 billion. This house, and I was embarrassed to see some colleagues of mine from this house who processed together with me a budget policy statement saying that they are going to give us 420 billion shillings in this financial year. It is our Committee of Finance that said, as a Senate, that is not acceptable. I saw my colleagues, I saw governors who know the truth, clapping and ululating at obvious misinformation, Honorable Speaker. Then, I don't want to name them, they know themselves. They were so embarrassed. In fact, I saw a spectacle I've never seen, where a governor stood up to challenge the head of state for all her bravery and all the problems that I have with Governor Mbarire. Well done for the women of Kenya. You did well. Because that is exactly what courage requires. In the face of open misinformation and disinformation, you need to stand up for your people and say, Honorable Chair, Honorable Chair, that the amount of money we know you send to Parliament is 420. Where is this figure of 450? Where has it disappeared to? So, Speaker, it is embarrassing, deeply embarrassing, that we can still be discussing 2,500 shillings owed to...
Senator for Nairobi City County. Yes, Senator Mungatana.
Mr. Speaker, I was in that meeting. And sometimes it is good, you know, people sometimes...
Senator Mungatana, you're rising on a point of order or point of information?
I'm rising on a point of order 105, Mr. Speaker, of the standing orders. And I'm asking my friend, the Honorable Senator from Nairobi, even if you want to score political points, is it in order to misinform this House that we were clapping at misinformation when he knows, if he was following, when he knows that the correct statement was given was that there was 385 billion before to this House, then it has been moved to 420 billion, and we are expecting 415, and we are expecting that we will push this figure to 450 billion. Mr. Speaker, even if someone wants to be famous, to get TikTok likes, is it in order to misinform this House when we were there and we had it with our own 2 ears? Is it right, Mr. Speaker? Is it correct to cast aspersions on colleagues, Mr. Speaker? It is not right, Mr. Speaker.
Order. Order, honorable senators. Order, Senator Onyonka. Senator Mngatana, that sounds to me more of information than a point of order. So it's up to the senator for Nairobi City County to use that information as he concludes his remarks.
Mr. Speaker, as we say in Nairobi, there is no information there. And I want to confirm to this House and to Senator Mungatana, I am already famous. I don't need to be more famous than I am right now. So the things that I am saying on this floor are not to earn me fame. I am already famous. I am saying we saw you on TV clapping at obvious misinformation. Mr. Speaker, I don't know if Mungatana was in this House when the report from the Committee of Finance was presented to this House. It is the report of this committee that we passed on the budget policy statement that told us that the proposal from Treasury is to award or to give counties 420 billion Kenya shillings. The least I would have expected from a member of this House who was present there, and some of them call themselves Mulabamba, would have to stand up the way Governor Cecil Mbarile stood up and said, Honorable President, Mr. President, the figure that Mbadi sent to the House was 420. If he sent the wrong figure, you correct it there. The way that Cecil Mbarile, the only person who had the, I don't want to use the word that is in my head.
What is your point of order, Senator Ledama?
Mr. Speaker, I rise on point of order, on standing order number 105, on statement of facts. Mr. Speaker, it is factual that this House is the one that determines the shareable revenue. It is this House that is the one that passes the division of revenue bill and not the executive. Is it in order for the distinguished senator from Nairobi to take his time here, first of all, to thumb test and say he's famous, to be populist, and to lie to the public that we take the figures which are given to us by Treasury? In the last parliament, Mr. Speaker, we sat here for over and voted for over 11 times on the shareable revenue. Is it in order for him to say that the final figure will be determined by Treasury? Mr. Speaker, I was in that meeting. When I was in that meeting, I heard the President saying that last year, which was factual, the figure which was brought by Treasury was supposed to be 385. This House moved it to 415 billion shillings. Now, this year, the proposed figure is 450 billion. That is what the statement which was read yesterday by the President suggested. So, it is wrong and premature, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable senators.
It is wrong and premature for the distinguished senator to anticipate
Senator
debate, Mr. Speaker. So my statement...
Senator Lekena, just give me a minute. You will proceed to prosecute your case. Now, honorable senators, you know Senator Olekina is on a point of order. How then do you seek a point of order or seek to inform him when he's on the floor? Allow Senator Ledama to conclude his point of order. Thereafter, I'll make directions. If you still have any points of orders to make, you can only do so to a member who is contributing, not a member who is on their feet trying to prosecute a point of order. Conclude.
Mr. Speaker, we may seek to be populist, we may seek to misinform the public, but facts are stubborn, and they are stubborn. And the fact is very clear, and that is why I'm seeking your direction on this matter. Is it in order for the distinguished senator of Nairobi to lie to the public that the statement which was read by the President yesterday suggested that 420 billion is what was sent to the county governments? If we can limit our debate and have a sense of occasion and deal on matters that are being brought to this House, we'll be doing this country a service. The question that was raised, Mr. Speaker, had to do with the issue of those health officers, CEPs. Can we, CHPs? It is factual, Mr. Speaker, that that is a shared responsibility between the county governments and the national government. So can we remain and focus, be factual? And I know, Mr. Speaker, that the distinguished senator today had a forum where he purported to say that whatever was said yesterday were lies. But can we be factual, Mr. Speaker, and say this is water and it remains as water? It cannot have wine inside, Mr. Speaker. We should not take this place to make it a populist gathering ground, Mr. Speaker. Facts are very stubborn, and Mr. Speaker, I would like the distinguished senator to table the evidence that what was said yesterday was that county government received 420 billion. You know, we cannot be sitting here and entertaining a charade of populism. Let us be leaders, and we remain as leaders. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Now, honorable senators, Senator for Nairobi City County, your colleagues who attended that meeting have put the record straight. You're now fully informed of what transpired in that meeting, the figures that were discussed in that meeting. Kindly proceed now to use that information to conclude your remarks.
Honorable Speaker, that is some of the most useless information that has ever been tabled on the floor of this House. I have no use for that information because it is a fact that it is not the Senate that originates the budget policy statement. It came from Treasury. It came from Treasury. And, Honorable Speaker, it is the head of the executive who was speaking yesterday. By the way, yesterday's report that was expected yesterday was not to tell us your dreams and aspirations or the things that you want to do. You have only one more budget to be able to present as an executive. So where is this money coming from? The report yesterday was to tell us what you have done. We expected 450 billion in the 2025-2026 financial year. So you cannot come and tell us your stories. Number two, it is a fact, Honorable Speaker, that there is a report of a committee of this House, a committee that have a report that has already been adopted by this House that says that we need to push it from the 420 proposed by Treasury to 450 billion. So when the head of state was speaking yesterday, he was giving us falsehoods, dreams, and other things. And yet our colleagues who sit in this House did not have the guts to
Senator for Nairobi City County, your time is expended. No, I took care of the time that Senator Lekina intervened. You had your 3 minutes. Senator Mundigi.
Asante Bwana Spika kwa kunipa nafasi niweze kuchangia. Senator ambaye ni ya JSS ya Senator wa Tharaka-Nithi Mwenda Gataya, ambaye ningeomba mambo ya elimu iweze kuangaliwa na njia ile inafaa ndio iweze kuwa mzuri. Mambo ya parapara, watoto wa JSS wakienda shule, mambo ya stima, shule zetu siwe na stima, pia mambo ya maji, shule zetu siwe na maji, pia mambo ya kompyuta, shule zote katika nchi yetu ya Kenya, kaunti zote 47 siwe na kompyuta. Pia Bwana Spika, nimehusunika sana kwa Senator wa Nairobi kwa yale mambo ameongea hapa kuhusu rais wa Kenya. Nilikuwa kifikiria angeongea vile tunaweza kumsaidia, vile gavana wa Nairobi, vile drainage itatengenezwa na vile kamati itahundwa, vile watu watalipwa wale ambaye vitu yao imeenda na maji, na vile familia nyingi watu wengine wameaga dunia, vile wataweza kusaidiwa na serikali, na vile gari zingine zimeenda na boma nyingi imekuwa imewachwa na janga la njaa na mambo mengine. Kwa ile mambo anakuja kuongea hapa ni mambo ya aina njia, ni mambo ya kuongea kwa sababu hayuko kwa broad based, ndio unaona anapinga serikali hii ya muungano. Kwa hivyo Bwana Spika, nasema Senator wa Nairobi anafaa awe na akili timamu ndio aweze kuendelea njia ile inafaa, kwa sababu anafikiria mambo ya timu moja. Hii haitasaidia ndio tuweze kuendelea njia ile inafaa. Asante Bwana Spika.
Senator Olekina.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to make some brief comments on two very important statements. One statement is a statement by Senator Chute in terms of cultural rights and land use policies. Mr. Speaker, I'm a firm believer that if this Senate takes its time diligently and looks at the proposals that are brought here, we can be able to save our communities. The community of the Rendile, the Borana, these two communities, Mr. Speaker, needs the culture bill. And the reason why I say it needs the culture bill is because most of their land, which has been set aside as either grazing land during the drought or land which is preserved for cultural activities, is normally encroached by our own defense. And this is where they go in and propose to build the KDF. Mr. Speaker, I really plead with my colleagues here that we expedite and we bring amendments to the culture bill and set up transhumance routes or cultural corridors where the culture can be able to have veto powers and say, Mr. Government, you cannot come here and build an RDU center because this is a special zone for us. So, Mr. Speaker, it is important. The people, I was in Marsabit a few years ago. I attended a cultural ceremony for the Rendile. And the place where they were holding that cultural right, they could not be able to hold it because the military were already in that area. So, Mr. Speaker, the statement raised by Senator Chute is very, very important. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, the statement raised by the distinguished senator from Migori, Senator Eddie Okech, on the issue of AFC loans. It's a very, very good statement. However, it can also lead to misuse of public funds. It is imperative now that we are seeing a lot of farmers are complaining. I'm a farmer, and in most cases, we complain that there's a drought. The drought comes, and it wipes out all our crops, or our own cows, livestock, they're all wiped out. But I think it is imperative that when AFC is giving out loans, as a prerequisite for being given a loan, you must have an insurance policy for that loan. That is the only way we are going to be able to solve this problem. But standing here and asking AFC to waive the loans, it is going to be putting us into a deeper hole financially. Lastly, Mr. Speaker, I want to clarify one point which is very important. Because the distinguished senator of Nairobi stood here.
What is the point of order, Senator Eddy?
Mr. Speaker, it's just a point of order, but I hope that it also inform the senator. But it's a point of order. Mr. Speaker, AFC does waive loans for other crops.
What is so disorderly?
It's disorderly for the senator of Narok to insinuate that AFC is not, that for the case of Migori farmers who have been affected, a waiver will be wrong for them when there are other crops, including coffee, that AFC loans are waived for, where there is calamity or where there is any vagary of nature that affects those other crops. Why is it that those other crops can be waived, and yet a member of this House want to say that it is wrong for a senator to ask where there has been a clear element of vagary of nature, like the drought that happened in Migori County between 2011 and 2014. Why is it that the senator of Narok is misleading the entire country that it will be a financial burden to AFC when it comes to the issue of Migori, and some farmers from Migori also come from Narok? Because we are in the same border places. Why is it that it's wrong for farmers in Narok and Migori not to get waived for when AFC is waiving for coffee, farmers in other places, is waiving for tea in other places? What is this burden that Migori people will give the government of Kenya when they get waived for natural calamities, Mr. Speaker? Is it in order? Or that is not discriminatory?
Now, Senator Eddy, you've totally misunderstood your colleague.
Yes.
Proceed to conclude, Senator Balekela.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, briefly, so I can conclude on this issue, to clarify the matter to my colleague, Senator Eddy. All I was saying is that we need discipline, and we need to plan. When we make legislations here, we don't make them for today. We make them for perpetuity. So in this case, when we are giving out loans, which are subsidized at a lower interest rate, as a prerequisite for getting that loan, I am only proposing that an insurance policy should be attached so that if that farmer loses their crops or their livestock, there's a shock absorber that can be able to allow that farmer to proceed. I am not saying that the farmers from Migori should not be compensated. I'm just saying that for uniformity. But we have to be sure that what we are doing for the country is that we are saving this country and not digging the financial hole deeper. Finally, Mr. Speaker, it is imperative that I clarify one issue. Mr. Speaker, just give me 30 seconds. The distinguished senator from Nairobi, when he was now giving his last sentence and walking away, continued misleading. 1 minute. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Continued misleading the nation. This House, it is true, this House does not originate the budget policy statement. The budget policy statement is only a document which is a policy direction for a government. But this House and the National Assembly is the one that determines the amount of money that remains in the national government and the amount of money that goes to the county government. So it is wrong to be able to take this podium where you are speaking on policy issues because of populism, to say that we senators, who are experienced senators, who understand legislation process, were sitting down and were being misled, which, contrary to that, the information which was being provided by the president was factual. If that information was wrong, I would have been the first one to say it is wrong. So, Mr. Speaker, let us separate issues. When you want populism, when you want to claim that you are popular, go to the street and do it. But when you are here, we remain serious and deal with matters that will build this nation.
Senator Abbas.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to contribute to Senator Chute's statement. Honorable Speaker, as you are aware, currently the country is actually facing a serious drought. And as things are, pastoralists normally move across borders, trans-county and even the international borders, in search of pastures so that they can save their animals. Where he has mentioned, the Bayam is actually right at the border of Wajir and Marsabit. Honorable Speaker, the borehole is, Honorable Senator Speaker of Marsabit is saying, is within Wajir boundary. And for the RDU actually is the rapid response officers who normally moves from place to place to secure the country. And they don't stay in one place most times. Where the area he's talking about, the Bayam actually, and part of it, and part of Wajir, has now become a transit for drugs. They came all the way from the other side of our neighboring countries. And most of these times, a lot of drugs have been moved now to Kenya. And these officers are stationed and they move from place to place to at least do surveillance and to at least control the drug movement to our country. And it's not that Wajir County has established those officers there. But one thing I don't think I want to say, I want to thank the people of Marsabit for their hospitality and for their kindness for accommodating the Wajir pastoralists. Because at times of drought, we run to their place because they have a better land for grazing and bigger land. And therefore, I have talked to my colleague, my counterpart, that will visit the area and at least will be able to sort out this problem. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Maruma.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Speaker, for this opportunity to comment on the statement by Senator Eddy Okech Agisheru of Migori on Agricultural Finance Corporation, which gives loans to farmers who undertake agricultural activities. When the crops or the livestock fail, AFC should develop, if the policy is not there, to give insurance to the crops or the animals so that in case the crops fail due to vagaries of climate, then it is the insurance that should compensate or should waive the loans. If the policy is not there, that policy should really be developed. And on the side of the government, there should also be a policy to give at least minimum guaranteed returns to the farmers so that the farmers don't suffer losses. The other statement I would like to comment on is a statement by Senator Kinyua on the deterioration of Nyahururu-Rumuruti A4 road in Laikipia County. Mr. Speaker, sometimes the government earmarks roads for improvement or upgrading, whether to bitumen standards or otherwise, but then at times the budgets are not forthcoming, and those roads then are not upgraded in good time. These roads cause a lot of accidents, Mr. Speaker, and what we want to have the roads committee follow up on the Nyahururu-Rumuruti road so that it is upgraded to avoid loss of lives due to accidents. And what we are seeing in Nyahururu-Rumuruti road in Laikipia County is not unique to Laikipia. There's a road in my county, Mr. Speaker, that was earmarked to be upgraded to bitumen standards. That is the road from Bura, Mgange, Veruga, Undanyi, Mtwamogoti, Mr. Speaker. It was supposed to be upgraded to bitumen standards in 2024, but the budgets have been very slim, Mr. Speaker. And because of that, that road is not motorable, especially on the area from Bura to Mgange to Undanyi, Mr. Speaker. What I would request the Roads Committee, Suomoto, is to follow up on that road so that at least that road is made motorable. There should be some first aid given to that road, Mr. Speaker, so that the people who are using the road, especially from the side of Undanyi, Mgange and Bura, can use that road. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Kinyua.
Asante Bwana Spika kunipa fursa hii. Nataka kuchangia taarifa iliyoletwa na Chute kuhusu mgogoro wa mipaka. Bwana Spika, mipaka imekuwa mipaka donda sugu katika hii migogoro ya mipaka, mpaka wake wa Wajia. Na vile ambavyo ningependa kuwasihi Bwana Spika, kwa sababu ni mambo ya nyasi na mambo ya maji, kamati ambayo inaongozwa na Chute inaweza kushughulikia hilo jambo, na kwa sababu nimesikia Senator Abbas ameliongelea kwa undani, pengine wataketi chini na kukubaliana vile ambavyo watakavyojadili na kuleta suluhu. Lakini hata hivyo Bwana Spika, si sehemu hiyo peke yake, kwa sababu kuna matatizo katika sehemu nyingi. Kwa hivyo kamati inayoshughulikia jambo hili inapaswa iliangalie kwa kindani, inayoongozwa na Chute. Bwana Spika, kuna taarifa ambayo imeletwa na Senator wa Taita Taveta Mwaruma. Bwana Spika, hawa madaktari wa nyanjani wanafanya mambo ambayo yanasaidia sana kwa mambo ya afya. Kwa wao kutolipo Bwana Spika, sisi hatuwapatii motisha. Kwa hivyo wale wanaohusika, ama ni gatuzi ama ni serikali kuu, Bwana Spika, wanapaswa kuwashughulikia, kwa sababu afya ni muhimu sana kwa jambo lolote ambalo linalofanyika. Bwana Spika, nina hakika ya kuwa kamati inayoongozwa na Mandago italivalia hilo swala njuga na kuweza kulitatua. Bwana Spika, ni kinaya, nimemsikiza Mundigi akisema ya kwamba, na Bwana Spika, sijui kwa nini nilikuwa nimesema kwa hoja ya nidhamu na huku nipatia, lakini ni kinaya kwa seneta wa kutoka Embu Mundigi kusema seneta wa Nairobi ya kwamba kichwa chake si kizuri. Bwana Spika, mimi nilijiuliza tu ikiwa ninaweza kumwangalia Mundigi na nimwangalie Senator Sifuna. Si vizuri kutumia haya maneno, si kwa bunge Bwana Spika. Si vizuri. Asante Bwana Spika.
Senator Osotsi.
Thank you, Mr.